because I'm kind of embarrassed. Here's a bar of soap wrapped up in cellophane because I go to the bus station. Remember that? Yeah, I'm sure you remember that. And I thought, if I'm going to do a summer program, and I'm going to engage my students in an urban area, I have to pick somebody who knows how to put that together. So I plopped down in her office with a pad and said, Alice, teach me. Where do I go? What do I do? That first summer program that we did, where we bring kids from different schools together, I'll never forget the first time we did it. We did it at Hebrew Union College, in a dorm that was built about 1890. Showers were not very conducive for gender. You can remember Diana, you know, Marty. Rooms weren't configured the way we thought, and I go, oh, what am I in for? But you know, teachers never complained. If the kids complained, they complained to the teachers. Marty rigged up some kind of a shower deal. I'm going home getting sleeping bags, and we're going to make this darn thing work because the people that came wanted to make it work. And I'm thinking it's Roger Bacon, it's Hughes, it's Diana Porter, you know, Hughes, it was Aiken, and but the bottom line was, it didn't make any difference. We're going to make this thing work. And I'm going home going, I'm sleeping bags. Jan, I'd be mad. You know, this was the night we started. I remember when we did when they did this program with students from Moeller and Withrow. And I think the night that Elias Nasheed came and talked, might have been the same night, but he asked what was most memorable so far this week, and a young man from Withrow stood up and said, when I came in on Sunday night, and I thought I got to spend a whole week with Moeller kids, those white, stuck-up, snobby kids. And then he looked up and he said, I was so wrong. I was so wrong. I judged people before I knew them. And I looked over there, and there was the middle linebacker for the Moeller Crusaders with a tear going down his face. And I go, it doesn't get any better than that. On our first program in the summertime, I remember Doug Stevens from Withrow came in, and he had composed a song and brought his keyboard. And we sang a closing reflection by Doug Stevens. How touching. I remember the mural at Our Daily Bread. I think you saw pictures up there. What a powerful experience for everyone at Our Daily Bread. And Sister Mary Beth still talks about that. Barb, I remember we did Bacon Buddies and put that song together. They had a program Roger Baker still do. They go down and work with kids at St. Francis, and we hired a songwriter to do Making Buddies with My Bacon Buddies, and he went down and had the Bacon Kid. And at one of the assemblies that Barb had at Roger Bacon, the St. Francis kids came up and sang Making Buddies with My Bacon Buddies. I tell you what, you hear that song once, you hum it all day, you can't get it out of your head. And to think about the people that I've been able to tap into that are my friends to spend time with kids. Bonnie Newmeyer. Bonnie, you're a blessing. You have Jimmy Heath, our photographer. Oh, unbelievable. Donald Whitehead. Lauren, you're a rock star. You are amazing. The lives that you've touched with your poetry is unbelievable. Dr. Sunderland, the posters that the kids have done. Elias, I email Elias once a year. It's my annual time to ask him to come out to process in our summer program on Tuesday nights, and he's never said no. And it's amazing what you get out of the kids. My family is here, and I'd like to introduce. I'll start from the youngest. Jennifer, you want to stand up? Wave. My being the youngest, she got dragged to all the other service experiences, so she went to Kentucky and Crow Creek, and she was worked with seniors at the Salvation Army Adult Daycare in Finneytown, and majored in social service at Ohio State, which she probably wishes it was business or finance or something else. And my other children, going up in ages, Tracy's in Chicago, and Chris is in Santa Barbara, and he said, I'd rather stay out on the coast if you don't mind, you know. Donna Spilly, you know. Jim Hagedorn. My sister who drove down from Findlay, Ohio, Linda Schwaping, her husband, John. And the longtime assistant director of the Mayerson Service Learning Program, my wife, Jan Weber. You have no idea how many conversations we had about service and what's the right way to do things and other ways to do things. You've just been invaluable as a partner in life, and it helped me in this kind of work. I'm looking out there, and I don't want to forget anybody, but I know I will. But I see Fanny Johnson, and Fanny, I want to tell you. We had a program, I think it was every Tuesday night when we were at Finneytown. We come over and read to the kids at Chabad Shelter when it was operating, and Fanny was running the shelter, you know. How valuable that was for us. I love Tuesday nights. We could go over there and work with the kids. And I thank you for giving us that opportunity. The Mayerson staff have been great. Rachel Gray, who's not here, but Rachel is the receptionist, and whenever I go in, I always have a conversation. Whenever I leave, I always have a conversation with Rachel. She's a sweetheart. Chris Jenkins, thank you so much for all of this. Jeff Seibert, thank you for your support all through the years and for the PowerPoint. Brenda Cooper, thank you so much. The Mayerson family has been, you allowed me to think that what I was doing was important. And you gave me that support. And whenever I was losing some energy or enthusiasm, I'd ask Donna if she wanted to have coffee or something, and we'd meet, and she would boost my spirits and get me back out there. The program is going to be keeping on, and it's my honor to introduce the new director of the Mayerson program, Ms. Claire Blankmeyer, correct? Am I get that right? Yeah. Claire? A lot of people want to know what I'm going to be doing after I retire. Well, once I get through the book, you know, back in September, October. I currently serve on the board of Marjorie Book Continuing Ed Society, which used to be a Renegade Garage Players, started by Joe Link. And Joe is a special education instructor at Xavier, and he and his wife Maria used to teach at Ross, and as a special education educator, have been doing a number of things, and Marjorie Book is now doing theater performances, service work, as well as continuing ed classes with people without disabilities. And that's very important to me. I'm serving on the board of Our Daily Bread, which is a wonderful kitchen right on Ray Street. And I think Dr. Chris Lewis, I hope, will ask me to serve on the board of Village Life Outreach. Dr. Lewis is a Finneytown grad of 1992 and is a doctor here in Cincinnati, and started a program. We worked with 3 villages in Tanzania. And hopefully Jan and I get to travel to Tanzania. I want to go with a group of doctors. At my age, we want to have all the medical help we can get. So this sort of stuff can really beat you down. When I first started, I was actually 6'4". And I didn't have a beard, and I had dark hair. But as you can see over time, losses when I was coaching, we only lost one when Tom was a senior, but I lost 2 inches on that one. But so. Another person I want to, as I look around the room, is Don Gruber. Don was a partner at Finneytown as a teacher and traveled with me, particularly to Somerset, Kentucky, and doing a lot of service work. And Don, I appreciate the help you gave. We had a lot of meaningful nights of discussion with a lot of things, except he was a psychology teacher, and he kept the kids up too late at night. You know, we would hear them talking all the time, and we gotta work tomorrow. So. Thank you for letting me ramble and think about the people that I've taught. I know all of you as educators, this is what we take with us, and that's the lives of our students that we live vicariously through when we see them, when we hear from them. And it's so critical. And I know that public school teachers in particular are going through a tough time right now. Hang in there. Fight the good fight. If you think service is what your kids need, fight for it. You may have to make some enemies. I spent a lot of times eating lunch in my classroom because I didn't want to go to the teacher cafeteria because I know I made a few enemies there. But it didn't matter. I'd rather eat with the students anyway. But you've got to do what's right by the kids. You know, and if you have tenure, that even helps better. But you have to. When I had the kids come here from Crow Creek, because we used to bring some Lakota kids, some kids from the Sioux Reservation to come, and one girl wrote me a note that stuck with me, and she said, you know, Mr. Elliott, there is no word for goodbye in Lakota, so we all say, see you later. So, I'm not going to say goodbye, I'm just going to say, see you later. Thank you.
We've all been touched by one of our community's great humanitarians. So go forth and let's keep on keeping on. Thanks.